The knock on my door came at 7:23 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, exactly 1 year and 3 days after my divorce was finalized. I was drinking coffee, reading the news, enjoying the quiet life I'd rebuilt after discovering my wife's affair. Then I opened the door to find two police officers on my porch, and I knew immediately that Jennifer had done something. I just didn't know how bad it was yet. "Mr. Thompson? Daniel Thompson?" The older officer, badge-reading Martinez, stood with his hand resting on his belt. "That's me. What's this about?" "We need to ask you some questions about a harassment complaint filed against you." My coffee cup stopped halfway to my lips. "Harassment? By who?" "Jennifer Thompson, your ex-wife. She claims you've been stalking her, sending threatening messages, showing up at her workplace." The words didn't make sense. I hadn't spoken to Jennifer since our divorce hearing a year ago. Not texted, called, driven by her place, nothing. I'd blocked her number, deleted her from social media, erased her from my life as completely as legally possible. "Officers, I haven't contacted Jennifer in over a year, not once." "She has documentation," Martinez said. "Text messages, photos of someone matching your description outside her office building, witness statements." "Then someone's lying, because it wasn't me." The younger officer, Thompson, ironically sharing my last name, pulled out a tablet. "Do you recognize this number?" He showed me a phone number I'd never seen before. "No." "It's been sending messages to your ex-wife for 3 months, threatening messages. The phone is registered to your name and address." My stomach dropped. "That's impossible. I didn't register any phone." "Mr. Thompson, we're going to need you to come down to the station and answer some questions." "Am I being arrested?" "Not at this time, but we need your cooperation." I knew enough about law to know cooperation was optional, but refusing would make me look guilty. So I grabbed my phone, called my lawyer, and followed the officers to their patrol car while my neighbors watched through their windows. At the station, they showed me everything. Screenshots of text messages from a number supposedly registered to me, saying things like, "You can't hide from me," and "You'll regret what you did." Photos taken from across the street of Jennifer's office building. Grainy shots that could have been anyone in a dark jacket. A statement from Jennifer claiming I'd been harassing her for months, that she feared for her safety. "This is fabricated," I told Detective Martinez. "All of it." "Then explain the phone registration. Your name, your address, your driver's license number." "Someone committed identity theft. Check my phone records, my actual phone records. You'll see I haven't contacted her once." They did check, and my records were clean. No calls, no texts to Jennifer's number. But that other phone, the mystery phone supposedly registered to me, had been very busy. After 6 hours of questioning, they let me go. No charges filed yet, but the investigation was ongoing. I was advised not to leave town or attempt to contact Jennifer. I called my lawyer from the parking lot. "Brian, someone set me up. Jennifer or someone helping her registered a phone in my name and used it to harass herself. Can you prove that?" "Not yet, but I will." Because I suddenly understood what was happening. Jennifer wasn't just my ex-wife. She'd married Travis, the man she'd been cheating with during our marriage. And Travis worked in IT, knew how to access systems, knew how to manipulate digital records. They'd set me up. Created a harassment case out of thin air to make my life hell a year after I'd finally moved on. Big mistake. I spent the next week becoming an amateur detective. Called the phone company that supposedly registered the harassment phone to me, requested documentation. Found out the application had been submitted online with a scanned copy of my driver's license. A copy that had been slightly altered, just enough that the metadata showed it had been edited in Photoshop. I filed a police report for identity theft. Different station, different officers who didn't know about Jennifer's harassment complaint yet. Then I hired a private investigator. Cost me $3,000, but Sarah Chen was worth every penny. She traced the IP address used to register the phone. It came from a coffee shop 3 blocks from Travis's office. She pulled security footage from that coffee shop for the registration date. There was Travis, sitting at a laptop, clearly visible on camera during the exact time the phone registration was submitted. "Got him," Sarah said, showing me the footage. "This is identity theft, fraud, and filing a false police report." But I wanted more. Because the harassment complaint wasn't just about annoying me. Jennifer had filed for a restraining order. If granted, it would show up on background checks, affect my career, destroy my reputation. So Sarah kept digging. She found the photographer who'd taken those grainy photos outside Jennifer's office building. Turned out to be Travis's younger brother, who'd posted about his surveillance work on social media before quickly deleting it. We found the supposed witnesses who had sworn they saw me harassing Jennifer. 2 of them were Travis's coworkers, 1 was Jennifer's cousin. None of them could identify me in a photo lineup Sarah arranged privately. The whole thing was a conspiracy. Jennifer and Travis had spent months building a fake case against me because, why? Revenge for the divorce? Entertainment? Some sick need to keep me in their lives even after I'd walked away? I documented everything. Every piece of evidence, every timeline inconsistency, every lie they'd told. Built a case file that would make their false accusations look like amateur hour. Then I did something they didn't expect. I waited. The restraining order hearing was scheduled for 2 weeks away. Jennifer would have to testify under oath, so would her witnesses. They'd have to commit to their lies in front of a judge. And then I'd destroy them. The courtroom was smaller than I expected. Judge Patricia Morrison presided, looking thoroughly tired of domestic disputes before we'd even started. Jennifer sat on the other side with her lawyer, Travis beside her for moral support. She dressed conservatively, played the role of frightened victim perfectly, even managed to look teary-eyed when the judge asked her to explain her complaint. "Your Honor, my ex-husband has been terrorizing me for months. Text messages at all hours, photos showing he's been following me, threats about what he'll do if I don't come back to him." I watched her performance with detached interest. She was good. If I hadn't known the truth, I might have believed her. Her lawyer presented the evidence. The text messages, the photos, the witness statements. Made it sound like I was a dangerous stalker who couldn't let go. Then it was my turn. My lawyer, Brian, stood slowly. He'd been practicing law for 30 years and knew how to build drama. "Your Honor, my client has not contacted Ms. Thompson since their divorce was finalized 1 year ago. He has no reason to harass her, no desire to communicate with her, and certainly no interest in rekindling their relationship. What we have here is not a case of harassment. It's a case of fraud." He presented our evidence, methodically. The phone registration with the altered driver's license, the IP address traced to the coffee shop, the security footage showing Travis at that coffee shop at the exact moment the phone registration was submitted. Jennifer's face went pale. Travis shifted in his seat. "We also have testimony from the photographer who took these supposed surveillance photos. He's prepared to testify that Travis Thompson hired him to take photos outside Miss Thompson's office building and paid him $500 for his work." He showed the judge social media posts from Travis's brother, messages arranging the photo shoot, payment confirmations. We've also identified the witnesses who claim to see my client harassing Jennifer. 2 of them are employed by Travis Thompson's company. 1 is Jennifer's cousin. None of them could identify my client in a photo lineup conducted by a private investigator. Her lawyer was frantically flipping through papers, realizing his client had lied to him about everything. "Your Honor, this isn't just a false restraining order application. This is conspiracy to commit fraud, identity theft, and filing false police reports. My client is the victim here, not Jennifer." Judge Patricia Morrison looked at Jennifer with the kind of expression judges reserve for people who've wasted the court's time with lies. Miss Thompson, did you or did you not coordinate with Travis Thompson to create false evidence of harassment? Jennifer's mouth opened and closed. Travis looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. We... Yes or no, Miss Thompson? Yes, she whispered. The judge's gavel came down hard. Restraining order denied. Ms. Thompson, Mr. Travis Thompson, you'll be hearing from the district attorney's office for charges of fraud, identity theft, and filing false statements to law enforcement. This hearing is concluded.
Jennifer and Travis were charged with multiple felonies: identity theft, fraud, conspiracy, filing false police reports. Their lawyers tried to negotiate plea deals, but the DA's office wasn't interested in going easy on people who tried to weaponize the legal system. The trial was quick. Our evidence was overwhelming. The jury took less than 3 hours to convict both of them. Jennifer got 2 years probation, 500 hours community service, and a $10,000 fine. Travis got 18 months in county jail because the identity theft had been his idea and execution. Both of them now had fraud convictions on their records. But the legal consequences were just the beginning. Travis lost his IT job immediately. His employer couldn't keep someone convicted of identity theft and fraud in a position with access to sensitive systems. Jennifer's teaching job? She taught high school. Didn't survive either. The school board wasn't comfortable with a convicted fraudster around children. Their marriage didn't last 6 months after Travis got out of jail. Apparently, spending time in county lockup for a scheme that backfired spectacularly isn't great for relationship stability. I received a formal apology from the police department for the harassment I'd endured. The detective who'd initially questioned me personally called to apologize for not seeing through Jennifer's lies sooner. The best part? I sued both of them for defamation, emotional distress, and legal fees. Won a judgment for $75,000. They'll be paying that off for years. A year after the court hearing, I ran into Jennifer at a grocery store. She looked tired, older, worn down by consequences. She started to say something, then just looked away and left. I didn't feel satisfaction exactly, more like closure. She'd tried to destroy my life out of spite or boredom or whatever motivated her. Instead, she'd destroyed her own. Some people can't accept that you've moved on. They need you to suffer the way they think they suffered. Jennifer had wanted me to pay for divorcing her after catching her affair. She'd wanted revenge for my audacity in leaving instead of forgiving her betrayal. Instead, she learned that manufacturing evidence and lying to police has consequences, that fraud is a crime, that courts don't appreciate being used for personal vendettas. The police coming to my door that morning had been terrifying, but it had also been Jennifer's biggest mistake, because it forced me to fight back, to investigate, to expose the truth. She'd wanted to see me arrested, disgraced, destroyed. Instead, I'm thriving. New job, new relationship, a new life built on truth instead of lies. And Jennifer? She's living with the consequences of trying to weaponize the law against an innocent man. Sometimes, revenge isn't about getting even. It's about letting people destroy themselves while you document everything and hand it to a judge.
If this story hits the target, click on the subscribe button to learn more real stories about justice and karma. Write a comment. Have you ever been falsely accused? How did you fight back? Please like it if you think the truth wins, and share it with those who need to hear it. New stories every day. Don't miss them. Click subscribe and turn on notifications. Remember, document everything, rely on facts, and never let a lie become the truth. See you in the next issue.